Welcome back. It's Turley6 playing No Man's Sky, episode 2 on normal mode, or as I call easy. Um, we're at the point now where we're getting ready to leave the planet. We've on our tutorial, we got the ship repaired. Getting ready to take off. A couple things I wanted to go over. If you look here, if you hit the start button, this will give you the log. This is your missions. Later on, this will get pretty crowded, so you got to make sure whatever you're working on is the one that's selected. Right now, it's telling us to leave the planet, which is what we're getting ready to do. And it'll say, look for answers among the stars. So, also, just a quick reminder of crafting. You click on an empty spot in your inventory, and you can craft items as long as you got the necessary things and the recipe. There's also in your exosuit, is your suit you're wearing. There's general inventory, there's technology slots, and there's cargo slots. The cargo slots, there's some items that can only hold 5 and 10 per. The cargo slots will double that. In the general inventory here on normal mode, it's 9,999. So a lot of times you don't go over that. You are able to upgrade this as you progress through the game. Your starship has inventory as well and technology. So if you look, we can start moving over some of this technology stuff over here to the technology slots, which will give us more actual inventory space. You cannot put inventory in the technology slots. These two here, I do have to refill time to time, so I'm going to leave those there. Also, the multi-tool is this. We do have a couple things available that we cannot craft right at the moment. The bolt caster is basically like a machine gun for your mining laser for this little thing here, and that'll help protect you. So, we're going to take off and follow the quest line from here. To do that, we're going to hit R2. That's like your thrusters. Your circle is a faster thruster, a pulse. And then L1, R1 is... so if you look, it's telling me to check my thrust, which is R2. I'm doing that now. Once I get out of the system here. Okay, circle is the boost. And then L1, R1 is the pulse. So, also, these asteroids can be harvested by your photon torpedo. Okay, so we're getting a message from the quest. When we first found the thing, we did the broadcast. So now we're getting a communication saying we're not alone. And they gave us coordinates. So I put those in the system to light those up. So now it's telling us we need to go here. That's 5 hours real time, so we want a pulse. We'll be there in 10 seconds. Maybe we might have missed it. Might have missed the little loop there. It's a little too close to the other planet. So we're headed here for the next part of the quest. So we're going down here to land. Need to change my starship view. That way you guys can see what's going on. There are sentinels on this planet. That's what that little eyeball was. I don't see it right at the moment. I was trying to find it. right there. If that sentinel sees me destroying anything, it will attack me and it will call in reinforcements. You don't want to mess with that early game, because even if you beat that one, it comes to level 2, then it goes to level 3, and it starts getting ugly at level 4 and 5. So it's telling me right now I need to build a base computer. It's learning me how to build a base. It's telling me I need chromatic metal. In order to get chromatic metal, you got to harvest copper. So we're going to jump back in the ship here. So I'm going to try to. I need my terrain manipulator on my multi-tool. So if I look at that, I need dihydrogen jelly and carbon nanotubes. 2 of them. We'll see if I can craft those. So I can craft the dihydrogen jelly. R1, see if I can get 2 of those. I don't have enough. So I need some carbon, which are plants. That's a mineral. Go ahead and scan it since I've already started. Looking for plants. Some up there on the hill. Just got to remember with the sentinels. Scan these animals. This is giving me credits. If you scan all the plants and animals on a planet, and minerals, I think, or all the animals, you get bonus to nanites. So there's different ways to make money. Money can upgrade ships, buy multi-tools, buy items. You can buy components, you can buy minerals, things like that. It's not hard to get money. There's several ways to do it. Some people do like stock market trading. Some people just harvest it and then go sell it. Later game, you can set up mining sites and farms and different things to make lots of money. But some things you can spend $100 million on a freighter. So money is a big deal in this game. Nanites are another resource thing that you get. Those are used for upgrades. As you can see, there's a sentinel up there by that tree. If I shoot that tree, he'll start investigating. I'm so far away, he probably won't know it's me. It doesn't even look like he's catching on, which is fine. We'll see if we can build these 2 R1 to try to do 2. We can. So we can go under our multi-tool, install our terrain manipulator. Okay. That'll allow us to harvest copper for our chromatic metal. Now, here's a trick that I learned from Survival Bob, who does a lot of No Man's Sky videos as well. A lot of tips and tricks. On your starship, you can dismantle your rocket launcher, which I don't use anyway, and that will give me copper. Every time you jump out of your ship, remember it's a quick save. I can pull up this, slap in my copper that I just got from dismantling the rocket launcher that I'm not using. Got to add a little fuel. Hit start. It says it'll be ready in 18 seconds. This will allow me to build a base computer. Now, if you look at this, I'll show you the system. R3 to pick this up. If you look at this system, there are several moons or small. There's a moon, and 3 planets. Okay, 3 planets and 3 moons. The economy is low, conflict is low, and the dominant life form is Gek. So, we don't have to. So right now it's saying our next quest line is to build a base. We do not have to build a base on this planet. So what I like to do is go in the atmosphere. Every time you launch, so right now we're going to be out of launch fuel after this. So if you look, I'm going to be short dihydrogen when I take off. To refill it, I'll see if there's any of those. There's some right here. To get back on my mining beam. I want to go ahead and be able to get enough of these to where I can restock my launch fuel, my thruster fuel. Every time you take off early game, it's about 25%. It's not efficient at all. Your life support even has to be powered up in the ship even. It's not going to recharge. Your hazard protection will. So I'm going to take off. As you can see, I've got 0 launch thrusters. You can summon your ship to you when you're out exploring, which is going to be very good on the next part, and I'll explain why in a second. So I'm just getting out in the atmosphere a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and build that launch fuel, and I'll go ahead and slap that in there so it's full. Now what I want to do, I'm going to change my view for this part, just to show you a little map that I use. So if you look at this little orange sphere in the cockpit, it'll show you the different planets. So there's a moon, there's a planet. Now if I hit L3 on this, it'll give it a scan. It'll tell me it's got ancient bones on it, gamma root, copper, uranium, silver. It's contaminated. There is the moon. It's an acidic moon, and there's the items it's got on it. Here is another unknown planet. It's a frozen planet, copper, dioxide, and silver. We were here already. This is the high radio source planet. This has high sentinel activity. That's not where you want to build a base. Now, because they'll just irritate you every time you try to harvest something. If they're aggressive sentinels, they'll basically try to attack you on sight. Now there's another little moon behind there. I'm not going to worry about that. We'll check out. This one is an arid moon. We've already been on that one. That's the one we started out on. I'm going to start the base over here on this planet here. Ancient bone. There's no sentinel activity, but also ancient bones are a great way early on to get some income. Not sure if I already talked about this, but there's basically blue, which is like a rare or a normal find. It's about 100,000 credits. Purple, which can be 400,000 or 500,000 credits, and then there's gold or really rare, which can be like 1 million. So it's a great way to get some money early game. So we're going to go over here and slap a base down here. No sentinels. We shouldn't get aggravated that much. We do need, when we slap down the base computer, it's going to give us some blueprints. So the next part of this quest basically is base building. So we're going to work on that. Try to get a good start on that. It'll slow us down here once we get in the atmosphere. We're going to try to find a decent spot to put a base. Kind of flat maybe. I don't mind a hill or a nice looking terrain as long as there's you want trees or plants near it, because your first material is carbon. Got some pretty deep ravines here. change my view back. Get that other perspective. You can see pretty decent little area. We're just going to drop her down. There's a deposit, a couple of deposits right there, as you can see. We'll drop it over there by that. I'm not sure if we'll need those, but it doesn't hurt. So we'll go ahead and land here. A lot of funky looking, it's a red planet, a lot of weird looking plants here. So when we jump out, it's a save, it's an auto save. Scan this plan here. Seems to be the majority. Give us some credits. We'll drop down the base computer, see what we need for that. We need chromatic metal, we got enough. Go ahead and slap that down. Access that. It's going to have us claim this base. If you're on multiplayer, no one else can put a base within 1,000 units of this. Which is handy. So now it's telling us to go ahead and search the base archives for construction blueprints. We're going to extract the plans. So it gave us some building parts. Now at this point it's going to give us another storm. Check my carbon here. I've only got 42 carbon, so I'm going to need some more carbon. Which are, when you scan these plants and stuff, these minerals, it'll tell you what you're getting. So I'm getting carbon from this. A lot of trees and plants give carbon, but they also can give a secondary. If I analyze this, it'll give me the secondary material as well. Secondary material is oxygen, which I need for my life support, so that's a great thing to shoot down. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot some trees. Get some carbon. I have to build a base. I basically built a little box to begin with. Just a wall, a floor, and 3 walls and a door and a roof. If you toggle this up close to not overheating, I probably already said this, it'll do more damage and you can harvest faster if you just pump this a little bit and keep it up top without it overheating, which I let it do a little bit earlier. As you upgrade it, it's a little less of a problem, but early on it can be a pain. Try to harvest a lot of stuff. So we're going to go to our build menu. Like I said, we're going to just do a very basic, if you do hold L3 as well, it'll give you a little bit of a better perspective to build. Makes it a little easier. When you start building your house, it'll always give you a storm. Done, that's all you need to get in here. That'll, your radiation protection, like that little wood hut protects you. That'll recharge your shield, basically, your radiation protection. That'll keep you from dropping some sodium. So we're going to do this. It's telling us recovered salvage data from nearby. We're going to extract the plans. It gave us a new building part. It's telling us we need to make this. Okay. So we're going to go over. It's a severe storm. As you can see, my protection's dropping very fast. Go over here. We're going to drop our portable refiner, because to build our construction unit, a research unit, we need magnetized ferrite and a nanotube. Magnetized ferrite is from pure ferrite. So if you look, we have ferrite and pure ferrite, but we don't have any magnetized. So we got to run the pure ferrite through here again, another round, and that'll turn that into magnetized ferrite. It'll take 5 seconds. I think we only needed 20. Pull this out. Let's see if we can build this piece we need. And we can. Interact with this. It's going to tell us to We're going to research structures. It's telling us we can unlock all this stuff. This is all the wood stuff we can unlock. It gave us all these. There's also metal, concrete, and then core stuff. We're going to need a teleporter and a bioreactor, and maybe even a save beacon. So I'm not real sure. So now what it's going to tell us to do is go find technology modules. The storm is still going on, so we're going to kind of wait. We look through our visor. We're looking for blue. We're looking for shields. So as you can see, there's one there. Buried technology module 317, 187. There's some buried bones at 914 I was talking about. There's one at 258. 700. There's some ancient bones. So there's at 147. So we're going to tag this one. The storm is clearing up, so we're going to head this way. Kill this bad guy on the way. Hit the scanner. Probably could use some nitrogen. You can see it's 209 units. If you hit R1, you do a melee. If you can time it right, you can sprint, and then you can hit. Now, usually there's a buried technology close to these. I don't see one right off the bat. Oh, we passed one. There's one there at 132. Loot this. You got to clear it up to get to it. Take out the goop or whatever's in there blocking it up. These can give it. So it gave me nanites, which are good for upgrades. Not sure which way I'm going here. There's 122. Let's knock this thing out. Use the terrain manipulator. Drill down to it. It'll give you anywhere from 2 to 4 modules. Gave me 2. There's one at 347. There's a storm coming. There's one back that way. 264, 263, and 129. So we'll head this way. Back towards the 129. We're going to go ahead and hit our shields. Since we're about to get hit with a storm, here's some loot boxes. We'll hit these. So these storms are pretty severe. It's not horrible in normal mode. You wouldn't want to be out in this in survival or permadeath. They would kill you. One of the things you can do is go underground. Okay, I lost the one I was at. Is it the one I was going for? 164. 91. 27. There's one right here. So this storm will really chew through your hazard protection. It's real easy to run out of supplies and start taking damage. Doesn't take much at all. Those are the bones that I was saying are really good money. We're going to go ahead and hit this. When we get to where we're going, we can go ahead and summon our ship to us, as long as we got launch thruster fuel in it, which is why I like to keep it charged. So what I was saying before, if you melee and then If you can melee and then thrust, you can kind of shoot that direction and cover some ground pretty quick. There's some so we'll see what we got. Salvage data wise, we had 6. Probably enough to finish what we got. There's the ship. We're going to go ahead and hit this one on the way back. So the storm is clearing, which is good because we took a beating on our hazard protection. Watch out for holes. You will take fall damage. When you got that in your scanner, if you hit the square, it will tag it blue. Makes it a little easier to find. Come on, we need a 4. Okay, so we got 2 more. We should be good. So we'll head here to the base. Go inside here and do some research. So now we can use these building salvage data to unlock blueprints. So one of the things we need to unlock to get past, if you look at the quest, it says learn new blueprints. But I know I'm going to need for sure to progress. I'm going to need a teleporter. That's what I'm going to need to build it. I've already got the sodium. I'm going to need a biofuel reactor. And I'm going to need a power cord, which was 0. Alright, so let's see what it's telling me to do now. It says I can rename my base. It's telling me to interact with my base computer. Do that real fast. Normally for this base, I do like to rename my bases. You can get as creative as you want. For me, this is just going to be base 1. I'll know it's my starter base. And then I'll back out. Okay, it's telling me to craft 4 metal plating. I'm going to hit this, see if I got enough for 4. I do not. I've only got enough for 1. So I need ferrite dust. One of the things you can do for ferrite dust, if you've picked up any rusted metal, which I have, that'll turn 2 to 1 into ferrite dust. So as you can see, that won't take that long. While I'm waiting on that, I could shoot a couple rocks. If I can find any. Oh, got to be on the mining beam. That's the terrain manipulator. Now what you can do if you do something like that at your base, and you don't want that hole there, you can restore that. The terrain manipulator does a lot of stuff, which is good for the building. So I can go under terrain manipulator, switch to create, flatten, restore. Literally put that right back like I never screwed up. Okay, so pull this out of here. Not sure if I have enough yet. I need 4 metal plating. R1. I can do 4. I need nanotubes, 2 of them. I want to build a teleporter. A lot of stuff you can build. Drop that. Next thing I'm going to need to drop is the biofuel reactor. Need 1 metal plating for that. Probably don't have the ferrite. I do not. So I've got to harvest some more ferrite dust. These things have a pretty good range, which is helpful. Saves a little bit of time from running back and forth. Need a metal plating. Now I can create my biofuel reactor, which I'm going to use that to power my teleporter. Fire this up, and it's telling me to put a little fuel in here. I don't need a lot, I'm just trying to test it out. So square, I'll keep splitting it down. You can see now it's working. I can teleport from base to base to the space station with that teleporter right there. So the base computer is updated. I've completed what it's asking me to do, so it's giving me my next task. We'll see what that is. It's telling me 16, space station, records interrupted. It says my predecessor appears to have left their base and headed for the space station. So, investigate the space station. So, there's a couple ways it won't let me teleport to the space station, I don't think, because I haven't been there yet. As you can see, it's in the sky there. Right there. We'll check it out just to see. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I can't remember. Doesn't cost us much to try. I didn't put a lot in there, so I don't have a lot of time. Once you open it up, you're good. As you can see, it's restricted. I don't have anything unlocked yet, so I will have to take my ship to the space station. So what we'll do is I like to jump out. Jump back in. That's a good save point. Go ahead and R2 to get off the planet. Still good on thruster fuel. Start heading up. Do a couple fancy flight maneuvers. Make everybody dizzy. And then start pulsing. I'm not sure if that's on this side of the planet or that side of the planet. I'll find out if I get closer. I may have to go around the planet. Looks like it's on this side. Sometimes when you're doing the pulse, you'll have special events happen. It'll give you a little message. You hit L1, R1, you back out of it, and then do what. Sometimes it's called a space anomaly, and you can have different things. Sometimes it'll give you rare items. Sometimes it's just a trader. So here's the space station. Next part of the quest. It'd help if I flew around, not ran into it. To the door. I normally don't fly in this mode, just like I don't walk in the other mode. Just a lot of guys that stream on YouTube do it, so I don't know if that's the preferred way that people like to watch. This is kind of cool because you can see the ship a little better than just out of the cockpit, but it is harder for me to do the flying. So what I'm going to do is when I get up here, I'm going to jump out. I'm going to call this the end of the episode 2. And then on episode 3, we'll explore the space station and continue pursuing our quest. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm going to play a lot of different games other than No Man's Sky as well, and try to put out some content for people to watch to stay entertained.